It seems obvious to me that the modern world, with its party culture, its excessive use of alcohol and other more intense substances, its sexual liberation and free fire money gambling on the stock market, its endless need for consumption, and its ever-growing lack of interpersonal relationships has developed at least an aspect, if not core component of insanity to it. This state of the world, one that has either already gone insane or is on its best way to insanity, has recently gotten a name: Clown World, a kind of circus reality in which everything tumbles around each other in never-ending madness and shrill humor. This clown world also has its toll on us, the individual. It constantly inputs our psyche. There's always a new trend, something new to do, new rules to play by, or new world-shattering facts to consider. This stops us from making any sense of the world, as any understanding we build is only of a very temporary sort and to be discarded sometimes just weeks later. The most common reaction to get out of this limbo seems to be to draw back from it. The modern obsession with meditation seeming to be the perfection of this strategy. The meditator allows his troubling thoughts to pass through his mind unengaged, trying in that way to negate their effects. Over time, he starts to engage the problems in his world the same way, be they either intellectual or practical. Rather than forthright action aimed at preventing harm, he aims to endure its effect, and rather than striving for truth, he tries to keep all viewpoints in a form of balance. At this point, I would like to note that I don't want to include all forms of meditation in this statement, but am very specifically talking about the, from my viewpoint, most commonly practiced forms of meditation, which are about freeing your mind, and not about those, for example, of the Hinduistic chakra kind that are about working your mind or your soul. While these practices make us perhaps able to get out of our current situation, they nonetheless leave us unable to change the world we experience. From my personal experience and personal viewpoint, any philosophy or lifestyle that has no ability to impact the world around it does not seem to be good. as it could be readily exchanged with any other lifestyle that does not enable one to act. As such, and having been what I call meditator myself in the past, I wanted to find an alternative way of living and an alternative way of engaging the chaos within both my mind and my reality, a way that enabled me to work with them and to overcome them. The way I found is what I call structured thought, a kind of pathway or perhaps method to create an inner garden in the mind where intellect, inspiration, emotion, and well-being can flourish. Having made such an inner garden in our minds, we can start building up the outer world in its likeness. I know that I'm only sparsely qualified to teach on these matters, and that this YouTube channel will equally have to be my own crucible to striving for these ideals, but I find it preferable, perhaps even necessary, to start my journey as a fool, as it seems to me that any other way I would just procrastinate its outcome and hope for a perfect state of mind that I will most likely never reach. Thus, I believe this to be a form of community project where we can help each other get to what might be called the next level. For these purposes, I will always supply a sticky comment under each video aimed at critiquing me and my videos, and invite you to put your most daring critiques there, even those that are not well thought out, because it seems necessary to me to kind of get this sharpening backlash to improve my videos and their quality. All critique will be allowed, and as long as it is under the sticky comment, most likely be heard. So I implore you to make use of it in hopes of getting this channel better and more interactive. A central aspect of this channel will be that it is supposed to be a cumulative work, and that means that watching these videos in order of their enumeration might be the best way of proceeding through them, as otherwise one might not understand the concepts in a later video. As such, I will highly recommend to anybody who watches these videos now or in the future to watch them in order of the enumeration, even if some numbers get pulled back and are not uploaded directly after each other, to make all the concepts I will outline clear and accessible and workable so that we can proceed together through this line of thinking about the world. That is everything I want to say on the outset, and from here on out the actual work of what I call structured thought will begin. The next video will establish the absolute groundwork, the first axioms of what this channel will be about, and I hope that I will see you then.